Hey blues guys and gals, we got the Classic Vibe 50's Stratocaster today. Squire Classic Vibe 50 Stratocaster. We're going to do a quick review and sound demo. I've had this guitar for about a year and a half. It is a 2021 model. It's got a beautiful flamed maple on the neck, if you guys can see this. The flame on the neck there. I'll turn on some more light for y'all. Okay, let's get this. So I got this guitar set up by an elderly man in my city that was working on guitars, and it works really good right now. It's the limited edition FSR, so it's got the gold bridge, the gold tuners, which are vintage style tuners. What vintage style tuners means, guys, if you don't know, you can see there's slits in the top there. And the guitar strings slide actually into the slots instead of wrapping around. Well, they still wrap around, but they have to slide in the slot first. It's a little tricky when you're first learning how to change strings on them, but once you learn how, they're pretty comfortable. And then got the gold neck plate here. Squire says Squire in gold. You know, nice little touches like that. I like that they have, you know, the strap buttons here are gold also. You know, all the touches, and the beautiful pinstripe on the back here. So, I mean, looks-wise, I'd almost say 10 out of 10, you know what I mean? Looks-wise, for sure, for sure. Let's see how she sounds. We'll plug her in and everything, you know. Except the only thing I would say could be better looks-wise is it's a single-ply pickguard. And if you don't know what the single-ply means, it's there's one layer. It's just one piece of plastic. You know, instead of a three-ply pickguard would be like 3 layers. It could be, you know, black, white, black, or something like that nature, you know what I mean? So that could be nicer, but if you wanted to upgrade your pickguard, you know, it's not too heavy duty of a change. The volume knobs and the tone knobs feel smooth. I mean, they're nothing fancy, but they feel good. The 5-way switch is smooth. It doesn't feel like a very high quality switch, to be honest, but I mean, it's a Squire. What do we expect, right? As long as it does the job. Nice contour in the body. The weight of it is probably about 8.5 pounds. I haven't weighed it, but it's a little bit heavy for a Stratocaster. I mean, if you had to use this with a strap and play a guitar gig, I think this one particularly would be a little heavy after a couple hours. But some of the other Classic Vibes are built with pine. I think mine came with in NATO instead of pine, which was just luck of the draw, I guess. Some of them are a little bit different. They are made in Indonesia, the Classic Vibes. Currently, they used to be made in China. Actually, I've been doing a lot of research on the Classic Vibes, and it turns out that the China models actually apparently are a little better. They used to make them a little better back in China, which is shocking, you wouldn't think, eh? But yeah, the China models used to be the better Classic Vibes, apparently. So the neck is very thick, very big neck on this, very chunky neck, kind of like a Gibson style 50s Gibson. You know, the chunky neck. It's really got a big thick neck, so I like it. You know what I mean? Your fingers aren't sliding or going out of place. They're holding strong wherever you're holding it on the neck. Also, one thing I should mention about the neck, the back is kind of sticky, right? You know what I mean? If you don't like that, you can just sand it down with some 1000 grit sandpaper until it feels good for you. But like the finish, polyurethane, I believe, makes it very sticky. Other than that, yeah, the frets, the edges are rolled. There's no sharp ends. No sharp ends. It wasn't perfectly level. I had to get the frets leveled a little bit and crowned. They weren't crowned. They were. My luthier said they were very flat frets. So I mean, it's going to need a little bit of work. But it's a Squire. What do we expect, right? What do we expect, those guys and gals? What else can I tell y'all about this? Everything else is solid. The block in the back, the trem block, could need upgrading too. Also, if you like to go very hard on the whammy bar on the tremolo, you could upgrade the tremolo block on this. Or consider a different model altogether, you know what I mean? The tremolo block is kind of on the cheaper side, or mid-range, you know, guitar. It's not a high quality block in there. So anyway, looks wise, 10 out of 10. Functionality wise, also 10 out of 10. I mean, it does what it's supposed to do ultimately. Well, we'll say 9 out of 10 functionality wise. I'll take 1 point away for the trem block not being very big. Yeah, that's about all she wrote for this. Let's give it a sound test. I'll see you in a minute. We got her tuned up and we got her plugged in. We're going to hit it on a clean channel. This would be a Vox modeling amp, like an AC30, with a little bit of reverb. You know what I mean? What's a Stratocaster without a little bit of reverb? Alright, I should be clear about which pickup we're on here. That was the middle and the middle and the neck pickup. I recently adjusted all of the heights of the pickups, okay guys? If you didn't know this, the way a Stratocaster should be set up for the pickups to get optimal tone, okay? Because the reason for this being is that each pickup is rated at different ohms, okay? They're different, they're going to be different, very different pickups. Just because they look the same doesn't mean they're the same. Okay, so the bridge should be highest, the highest closest to the strings, because that's got the highest output, okay? Usually, generally speaking, the bridge has the highest output. So if you want to get some killer rock tones, you know, always switch to that bridge. The middle, keep it a little bit lower than the bridge. And then the neck pickup, have it the lowest of all three. Okay? Neck pickup, you're going to have clarity if you have it a lower. Okay, instead of that bite. And then it also gives you that range of sound. So every time you're swapping pickups, not only is it, you know, you're not only changing the value of the pickup, but you're also changing, you know, the height affects the sound, the tonality. So the Stratocaster is a very, very versatile guitar. You know what I mean? Especially if you can get an HHS, or sorry, an HSS, which would mean the bridge pickup would be a humbucker and then single. Then and then especially if you can split the humbucker, you know what I mean? Then you got like everything in one, you know. So I'm getting sidetracked here. So we're gonna start on the neck pickup, which is, like I said, the one lowest to the body. Let's switch it all up to the other extreme now on the bridge. With, like I said, it's got the highest output, so it's that rock and roll one, except we're not on a very high gain channel. Very chimey, you know? Stick around on my channel. We're going to be doing lots more with this guitar. We got the Jimi Hendrix fuzz face. We're going to be plugging in with the tube screamer. We got the TS-808 tube screamer, you know what I mean? We're going to be getting things set up pretty good here. We're going to get official pedal board going and everything. You guys got to keep up with me. I'll see you on the next one.